Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Goes On Kitchen. Today, we are going to be tackling the chicken burrito bowl. We're going to start with 2 chicken breasts that have been marinating overnight in the marinade that came with the recipe. Feel free to use any marinade that you think would be fitting for a chicken burrito bowl. We have the pan on medium to high heat, and we are going to place these in here and start cooking them. Now notice as it starts to char, that is from the marinade. I'm going to turn it down a little bit to keep the smoke, and I will grab a damp cloth or a damp paper towel, whichever you prefer, and kind of get some of this charring out of the bottom of the pan to reduce the smoke. We want to reduce the smoke because your smoke detector should not be used as your cook timer. The internal temperature of 165 should be what we're targeting, not a house full of smoke. I did find that it took about 8 to 9 minutes per side with these thick chicken breasts to get to that internal temperature, so it might vary, and if you want to speed that up, you can cut these up or use chicken tenders in this recipe if you want it to cook faster, as we try to keep all of our recipes around 30 minutes. This one went a little bit over because of the length of the time it took to cook these thick chicken breasts, but I was trying to stay true to the recipe because that's what I want to do, is see what the recipe results are, and then I'm going to give my commentary on what I think we could make better as we go through it. And speaking of making it better, we've switched all of our Teflon pans out for these porcelain ones. Teflon was originally created by DuPont, and they used it in the Manhattan Project to handle valves and seals that moved uranium. And while some of my cooking might be questionable, it's not uranium grade. So I might be late to the party on this announcement, but I just figured it'd be a fun fact to throw in here while I'm flipping the chicken, cooking, and talking to y'all. All right, I think we're looking like we're pretty close to being done here, so we're going to take it off, take the temperatures, and see where we're at, and hopefully we can start cutting this up and moving this meal along. Yep, we were at 165, so we're going to set up our position here with our new cooking sheet protective covering thing that I just invented, MacGyver style. Kids, ask your parents. We chopped it up. I had to do this because the stove was still hot and I got a limited cook space. So I thought it was a good way to improvise to overcome. Now that the chicken's cut up, we're going to start mixing up our items in the bowl. First, we're going to start with our rice. I use the Uncle Ben's 90-second microwavable bags of rice to kind of keep this recipe short. Feel free to use whatever rice you'd like. This is just one way I can shave some time off it, and I do like it. Now we're going to add our lime juice. Next, we're going to grab our cilantro, and we're going to carefully measure out how much we need. I'm just kidding. Just grab and put whatever you want in there. It is going to be completely dependent on how much you like cilantro. Next, we're going to grab our salt and pepper combination that I made at home by putting salt and pepper in this and then pouring it in here. Now we're going to give it a quick stir and get everything mixed up all evenly. Yeah, that looks about right. Then we're going to grab our 2 bowls. This makes 2 servings, and we're going to start adding our ingredients. First, we're going to add our mixed spring greens to each bowl. Kind of get them in there evenly. All these ingredients are going to be trying to divide it equally between both bowls. It does make quite a bit. Now we're going to add our chicken to each of the bowls evenly, just like the rest of them. Kind of guess as much as you want, or if you're making it for yourself and somebody else, you like a little bit less, hog more chicken for yourself. Now, these bowls are very large. If you wanted to make smaller portions, you could probably actually get 4 servings out of this. We're going to take our avocado and divide it evenly between both bowls as well. Again, this could be a good side to any kind of meal, or however you see it working in. It can be a complete meal itself. That's why I assume this was put together in the portions that they are, but it was still very large portions that my family and I couldn't finish as we sampled through these. Now we're going to add corn. I used the canned corn, and a 10-ounce can that I just cut in half. If I had to do it over, I'd probably use some of the Southwest style corns that they have. I think that would be good with it. We're going to add our black beans. Again, these are just the canned black beans that I've drained off. It's a lot of black beans for each of the bowl, but again, it's kind of protein dense and helps fill it up. And I think that if this was just going to be your quick after work meal or after game meal, that it would be very filling, more on the healthy side than a double Whopper with cheese. So we're going to add the Greek yogurt. That gives it that kind of that sour cream effect, just healthier for you. I probably would have doubled this if I was redoing this recipe. We're going to sprinkle in our jalapenos. These jalapenos turned out to be quite spicy. We actually sifted through some of them and pulled them out when we were doing our taste test for the sauces to see when went better. I'm going to finish this off by topping it with some cherry tomatoes that are cut into quarters and some red onions that we've diced up. If you don't like the amount of the onion, because this one was kind of a lot of onion based on it, I would recommend maybe cutting that in half. Because I didn't use this entire amount that the recipe called for. My family aren't big onion fans, so I would have reduced it. After adding the rice, here it is, all plated up. We sampled the four sauces and determined which one that we liked best. It really was a three-way tie between 11, Inert, and 14. Hot LZ didn't make the cut. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to joining you at the next meal. If you'd like to try this recipe, it'll be pinned in the description below for the marinade as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more like this.